But as you now know, individuals such as Chauncey Billups, Damon Jones, and Terry Rozier were taken into custody today, former, current NBA players and coaches.
The FBI has revealed new details about an explosive NBA scandal involving illegal gambling, insider tips, and organized crime. Two intertwined schemes, mafia-backed rigged poker games and covert insider betting, pose an immediate threat to the league's integrity, naming current and former players and coaches. In this video, we'll uncover who's involved and what comes next. Insider secrets, when the game stops being just a game. The first fissure in this scandal surfaced when investigators uncovered that certain NBA participants allegedly exploited their privileged access to games, injuries, roster changes, and performance metrics to help criminals turn huge profits.
Good morning. Today we are here in New York to announce a historic arrest across a wide-sweeping criminal enterprise that envelops both the NBA and La Cosa Nostra.
In one indictment unveiled by the U.S. Attorney's Eastern District of New York, 6 defendants, including current and former NBA players and associates, were accused of exploiting inside information about upcoming games and player performances. For example, one defendant allegedly told associates to get a big bet on Milwaukee tonight before the information is out. Player 3 is out tonight. That non-public tip was passed along, and large bets were placed accordingly. Another case, according to the indictment, at least 7 NBA games between March 2023 and March 2024 were targeted because insiders knew when key players would be removed or limited, giving conspirators an unfair advantage. This isn't just casual rule-breaking. It's alleged collusion, manipulation, and deception at a level that threatens the credibility of professional sport. When players or coaches might alter how the game plays out for profit, the very foundation of competitive integrity is at stake. As one FBI memo ominously noted, this is the insider trading saga for the NBA. The red flag game, how prop bets triggered the probe. The investigation by the Federal Bureau of Investigation and federal prosecutors has zeroed in on at least 7 games between 2023 and 2024, where insiders allegedly tipped off gamblers with non-public information, enabling them to place large prop bets on individual player statistics.
What you don't know is that this is an illegal gambling operation and sports rigging operation that spanned the course of years.
One flagged example. On March 24, 2023, the Portland Trail Blazers sat out 4 starters, including Damian Lillard and Jusuf Nurkic. The indictment alleges a coach, identified only as co-conspirator 8, matching the career timeline of head coach Chauncey Billups, informed a conspirator that the team would be tanking and that key players would be inactive. That information was passed to the betting market before the public injury list changed. In another game, Terry Rozier is accused of alerting associates that he would exit a match early due to a foot injury, an injury not public at the time. So his props, points, assists, three-pointers, were underbet with gains reportedly exceeding $260,000. The structure of the scheme: insiders or associates collected privileged information, lineups, injuries, minutes restrictions, then passed them to bettors who placed wagers on player totals or unders. Because these props are less regulated than final game outcomes, they presented a softer target for manipulation. Authorities describe this as the sports betting equivalent of insider trading. For the league, the incident represents a seismic integrity failure. When individual player performance can be tipped, exploited, and monetized, trust in competition evaporates. Moreover, the fact that such bets reportedly involved 6- and 7-digit sums signals not casual transgressions, but organized operations. The indictment further alleges that some defendants peddled sports betting picks itself, using social media profiles to funnel tipsters and associates into the unlawful network. As these games are dissected one by one, the question remains: how many more went unnoticed? And how many current players or staff remain silent or unwitting components of the scheme? Behind the curtain, coaches, players, and the underground odds. The federal investigation spun open a dual-front assault on sports integrity, one side probing rigged poker games, the other targeting insider prop betting in the NBA. On one hand is Chauncey Billups, Hall of Famer turned coach, accused of participating in underground games where victims played rigged cards with tech-assisted cheating devices. On the other is Terry Rozier, a current player allegedly feeding betting associates inside information about his playing status or game minute exit to influence prop bets.
So all these guys knew what was at stake, and I'm just ashamed that they put themselves and put their family and put the NBA in this position.
Billups' poker scheme reads like a Hollywood script. High-stakes tables in Manhattan, Miami, Las Vegas, and the Hamptons, cheating technology including X-ray tables, rigged shufflers, and contact lenses to read cards, hosted by major NYC Mafia families. Meanwhile, Rozier's alleged misconduct targeted the far less visible, but just as corrosive, world of prop bets. unders on points, early exits, minutes restrictions made possible through insider cues. According to one document, he told associates he would leave a game early. Bets followed and payouts were large. Former player and coach Damon Jones intersects both arms of the probe. He allegedly passed league confidential info about LeBron James and Anthony Davis to bettors and is linked to the poker cheating side of things. The investigation names at least 34 indicted individuals, includes ties to the Gambino, Bonanno, Genovese, and Lucchese families, and spans schemes with tens of millions of dollars at stake. The major takeaway: this is not a casual rule violation. When coaches, players, or insiders manipulate game conditions or exploit confidential information, the competitive bedrock of sport is under direct assault. High-stakes targets, the 7 games under scrutiny. Federal prosecutors have named 7 specific NBA games in which they allege insider information was used to achieve large gambling wins.
And we all know the letter of the law when it comes to gambling and sports gambling, and I don't want to sit up here like I'm some perfect guy.
On March 23, 2023, during the Charlotte Hornets vs. New Orleans Pelicans game, guard Terry Rozier reportedly exited after 9 minutes with a foot issue that was not publicly known. His early departure followed a tip to betting associates. Bets placed on his underperformance reportedly earned more than $250,000. The next day, March 24, 2023, the Portland Trail Blazers faced the Chicago Bulls. Prosecutors allege coach figure, co-conspirator 8, informed a conspirator that the Blazers would rest star players, including Damian Lillard and Jusuf Nurkic, prior to the information becoming public. Betting of about $100,000 followed that tip. Other games include April 6, 2023, Orlando Magic versus Cleveland Cavaliers, where several Magic starters were benched unexpectedly, triggering an $11,000 offline bet. Additionally, 2 matches involving the Los Angeles Lakers were flagged. On February 9, 2023, tip-off ahead of a game versus the Milwaukee Bucks used undisclosed info about LeBron James's ankle injury to trigger heavy wagering. On January 15, 2024, another game saw insider info about Anthony Davis' minutes lead to bets, which backfired when he played strongly. The final 2 games centered on former Jontay Porter with the Toronto Raptors, January 26, 2024, Raptors versus Los Angeles Clippers, and March 20, 2024, Raptors versus Sacramento Kings, where Porter exited early after informing associates. Bets on his underperformance followed. What these games share: they were all affected by non-public information about injuries, resting strategies, or minute restrictions. For investigators, this isn't coincidence. It is a patterned scheme. The league's competitive fairness is under attack. Names in the dock, from the courtroom to the headlines. The sudden wave of arrests on October 23, 2025, left the basketball world stunned. More than 30 individuals have been charged in 2 interlocking investigations. One probing insider prop betting in the NBA, the other exposing a mafia-backed network running rigged poker games.
That spanned the course of years. The FBI led a coordinated takedown across 11 states to arrest over 30 individuals today responsible for this case.
At the center, Terry Rozier, guard for the Miami Heat, accused of providing non-public information about his planned early exit from a game, enabling bettors to profit by betting the under on his statistical line. Officials say bets connected to that tip exceeded $260,000 in one instance. Then there's Chauncey Billups, head coach of the Portland Trail Blazers, arrested in a scheme involving X-ray tables, rigged shuffling machines, and mafia families cheating in underground poker games. Billups is also suspected of matching the description of co-conspirator 8, alleged to have tipped off bettors about that March 24, 2023 game where the Blazers rested multiple starters. Damon Jones, former NBA player and coach, is charged for his dual role, allegedly providing insider game info and serving as a face card in the poker scheme. Prosecutors claim he passed a tip that a top player would be out for a Lakers game, triggering a 6-figure bet against the Lakers that backfired when the player actually played. These aren't just isolated mistakes. They're systemic, coordinated, involving organized crime and spanning millions of dollars. The indictments cite the involvement of the Gambino crime family, Bonanno crime family, and other major crime families collectively controlling the rigged poker network. For the NBA, the names in the dock represent a turning point. The league says it is fully cooperating with federal authorities while facing the possibility of lifetime bans under its constitution for players found to have manipulated games. But the glaring question remains: how many others were involved but haven't been named yet? The league's reckoning: integrity under siege. When National Basketball Association Commissioner Adam Silver stated the allegations were very upsetting, he underscored the gravity of a moment the league can scarcely afford. With top-tier coaches, current players, and former stars implicated in 2 separate federal probes, one into insider prop bets on NBA games and another into mafia-linked rigged poker rings, The league's foundation of fairness is under direct attack.
And what law enforcement officials tell us is that there are two separate schemes here. One involved a game rigging scheme. That's involved Terry Rozier, and he allegedly provided information about who was playing in games, who might be on the injury list, to some of the sports bettors that he was involved with, and he benefited himself financially.
The NBA has responded by immediately placing Terry Rozier and Chauncey Billups on administrative leave and dispatching a league-wide memorandum to all 30 clubs about the heightened risks of player prop bets, injury report disclosure, and the weaponization of non-public information. That memo made special reference to the March 2023 game in which Rozier allegedly exited early based on internal information, triggering abnormal betting activity. Beyond discipline, the league faces existential questions. How many more games featured manipulated results? What is the credibility of player stats, minute restrictions, and rotations if insider tipping is proven? The internal investigation will weigh heavily on player trust, broadcaster relationships, and international broadcast partners alike. Coaches and players are now vocal about the gambling landscape altering their reality. One player commented, "Honestly, it pisses me off. It's disrespectful to the game." The legal consequences loom large. According to Article 35 of the NBA Constitution, anyone found to have conspired to cause any game to result otherwise than on its merits may face perpetual disqualification. If Rozier or any other player is found guilty, the precedent set by Jontay Porter, banned for life in 2024, makes their future bleak. For the NBA, stakeholders and fans, the reckoning has already begun. The perceived invincibility of the league's integrity has been shattered. The aftermath will stretch far beyond legal filings. It will define whether the league can rebuild trust, reform systems, and stave off betting-induced corruption in one of sports' crown jewels. What it means for the game: betting, players, and trust. The unfolding scandal is not simply a legal spectacle. It strikes at the heart of what fans believe when they tune into NBA contests: that each shot, pass, and defensive stop is unaffected by hidden agendas. The league's expanding relationship with legal sports betting partners made the ecosystem lucrative, but also exposed players and staff to what many call dire risks.
On that game, then there is a separate alleged scheme, and that's the one that allegedly involves the coach of the Trailblazers. And in that alleged scheme, that also involves three families from the New York Mafia families: the Genovese, the Bonanno, and the Gambino crime families.
Inside team facilities, coaches and executives are now confronting a culture where seemingly innocent details, injury updates, rest decisions, minute allocations, can be monetized by outside actors. As one player put it, "Before you used to hear 'get a win,' now it's like, my parlay is 10 rebounds. Honestly, it pisses me off because it's disrespectful to the game." The league's recent memo to all 30 teams underscored that proposition. Bets on individual performance carry heightened integrity concerns and require new oversight systems. Given the indictment's exposure of insider tipping and manipulation, the NBA must now safeguard not just outcomes, but every stat, minute, and role player slot. For athletes, the message is unequivocal. One misstep can lead to career-ending consequences. The precedent of long bans, such as the lifetime prohibition faced by former Jontay Porter for similar conduct, now looms larger, and trust from the locker room to the marketplace is shaken. From a fan's vantage point, these allegations threaten the authenticity of competition. If a third-string center's playing time or a star's injury disclosure becomes fodder for gambling syndicates, the purity of sport erodes. The ripple effect: broadcasters, advertisers, and sponsors will demand accountability or risk reputational fallout. The question now shifts from who will be disciplined to how the NBA, and pro sport more broadly, will rebuild trust. The league's business model is entwined with betting growth, yet this crisis reveals the fragile tension between maximizing revenue and preserving integrity. The next chapters will explore the personal fallout and regulatory responses in detail. The fallout: legal storms, congressional scrutiny, and the NBA's future. The October 23, 2025 arrests of NBA figures, including Portland Trail Blazers head coach Chauncey Billups, Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier, and former player Damon Jones, have ignited a legal and political wildfire. Over 30 individuals face charges related to insider betting and rigged poker games, with ties to organized crime families like the Gambino, Bonanno, Lucchese, and Genovese.
All right, we've got some breaking news for you. Miami Heat point guard Terry Rozier and Portland Trail Blazers head coach Chauncey Billups have been arrested in connection to an FBI sports gambling investigation.
The legal landscape is rapidly evolving. The FBI's investigation has expanded to include wire fraud and money laundering charges, with prosecutors alleging that insider information was transmitted across state lines, intensifying the legal implications. Politically, the scandal has drawn the attention of Congress. The House Committee on Commerce has formally requested a briefing from NBA Commissioner Adam Silver seeking answers about the league's oversight of gambling activities and its code of conduct. The NBA's response has been swift yet cautious. Commissioner Silver expressed deep concern over the arrests, emphasizing the league's commitment to maintaining the integrity of its competition. The NBA has placed both Rozier and Billups on administrative leave and is reviewing its policies on gambling and insider information. This scandal has far-reaching implications. The NBA's relationship with legalized sports betting is under intense scrutiny, and the league's ability to restore its image will depend on the outcomes of ongoing investigations and the effectiveness of its reforms. The coming months will be critical in determining the future of the NBA's integrity and its relationship with fans and stakeholders. The aftermath, rebuilding trust, and the road ahead. The NBA's response to the gambling scandal has been swift and multifaceted. Commissioner Adam Silver expressed deep concern over the arrests of Terry Rozier and Chauncey Billups, emphasizing the league's commitment to maintaining the integrity of its competition. He described feeling a pit in his stomach upon hearing the news and extended an apology to NBA fans during a broadcast of the Celtics-Knicks game. In the wake of the scandal, the NBA has placed both Rozier and Billups on administrative leave and is reviewing its policies on gambling and insider information. A league-wide memorandum has been sent to all 30 teams, highlighting the need to reassess measures on legal sports betting, how it should be regulated, and ways to protect players from the dire risks that gambling can impose upon their careers and livelihoods. The league is also enhancing its systems aimed at detecting unusual betting activity. These measures include increased monitoring of betting patterns and collaboration with betting partners to ensure transparency and integrity. Beyond internal reforms, the scandal has prompted congressional action. Lawmakers have renewed efforts to introduce safeguards in the sports betting industry, including the proposed SAFE Bet Act, which aims to establish federal standards for sports betting. The act seeks to address concerns about the vulnerability of prop bets to manipulation and the need for consistent regulation across states. As the investigations continue, the NBA faces the challenge of restoring public trust. The league's ability to rebuild its image will depend on the outcomes of ongoing investigations, the effectiveness of its reforms, and its commitment to upholding the integrity of the game. The coming months will be critical in determining the future of the NBA's relationship with fans, stakeholders, and the broader sports community. NBA's path to rebuilding trust. Amid gambling scandal, the NBA is grappling with its most significant gambling scandal in decades, following the federal indictment of Portland Trail Blazers head coach Chauncey Billups and Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier. The charges allege their involvement in illegal gambling activities, including rigged poker games and insider betting schemes. In response, Commissioner Adam Silver has expressed deep concern, emphasizing the league's commitment to maintaining the integrity of its competition. Both Billups and Rozier have been placed on administrative leave as investigations continue. The NBA has initiated a comprehensive review of its policies, focusing on areas such as injury reporting, player education on gambling risks, and protection from bettor harassment. A league-wide memorandum has been sent to all 30 teams, highlighting the need to reassess measures on legal sports betting and the integrity risks posed by proposition bets. Congress has also taken notice, with the House Committee on Energy and Commerce requesting a briefing from Commissioner Silver to address concerns over the league's oversight of gambling activities. Lawmakers are seeking clarity on whether the NBA is reevaluating its partnerships with sports betting companies and how it plans to prevent misuse of non-public information. As the investigations unfold, the NBA's ability to rebuild trust will depend on the effectiveness of its reforms and its commitment to upholding the integrity of the game. The coming months will be critical in determining the future of the NBA's relationship with fans, stakeholders, and the broader sports community. The league's response to this scandal will set a precedent for how professional sports organizations address the challenges posed by legalized sports betting and the potential for insider manipulation. The NBA's actions in the coming months will be closely scrutinized to assess whether they can restore confidence and ensure the integrity of the game. The NBA's gambling scandal has cast a long shadow over the league's integrity. As investigations continue and reforms are implemented, the true extent of the damage and the path to recovery remains to be seen. The coming months will be pivotal in determining the future of the NBA's relationship with fans, stakeholders, and the broader sports community.